Bring on the champagne for the Proteas because now breaking news in the World Test Championship final race. South Africa have become the first nation to qualify. And boy, oh boy, was it an absolute humdinger that you saw in Centurion. South Africa have managed to beat Pakistan by 2 wickets. They survived a sensational and an inspirational spell from Mohammad Abbas, 6 wickets. 148 was the target. The equation at the start was 121 runs, 7 wickets. Which team would crack? Which team would hold its nerve? At a certain point in time, you felt like perhaps it was South Africa that was going to crack because Temba Bavuma had started well. He and Aiden Markram really looked in good touch. Markram fell, Bavuma was looking good, but one bad shot from Temba Bavuma, he charged down the track and tried to slog it, missed it. He was given out, did not even review it. And then the floodgates opened. Abbas, in a sensational spell before lunch, reduced them to 8 down, and you felt that perhaps South Africa were going to botch up their chance to go to the WTC final. But then Marco Jansen and Kagiso Rabada in particular counter-attacked in grand style. And because of this particular success, especially Marco Jansen's winning punch through deep backward point, South Africa will make the trip to Lords. So one team is confirmed at this point in time. For the other teams, they were all rooting for Pakistan to win because if Pakistan had won this match, plus they had won the New Year Test in Cape Town, then South Africa would have been eliminated. Now that is not the case. South Africa can afford to lose Cape Town and ensure that they still go through to the WTC final. So all of South Africa's good work in this WTC cycle has come to fruition now with a thrilling 2-wicket win in Centurion. It wasn't easy. You look at the match that happened, it was Dane Patterson and Corbin Bosch that was really up to the mark today in the first innings. Then Corbin Bosch with the bat ensured that he hit a vital 81 and got South Africa a 90-run lead. Then Pakistan spectacularly imploded with Marco Jansen doing the damage. And that is why when you look at it, South Africa were boosted by Marco Jansen and Kagiso Rabada. Mohammad Abbas, 3 years in the wilderness, he's come back, and what a sensational spell of bowling that he delivered. 6 wickets. You felt that, yes, Pakistan can do the unthinkable. They have never won in Centurion. They have only won 2 test matches in South Africa. One was Durban in 1998 and Haibeha in 2007. So that's why they were very close to achieving this. If you have to look at the thrilling concept of this match, everybody reminded the cricket fans of what happened about 27 years ago in Faisalabad. In Faisalabad, Pakistan needed to chase 145, but they were bundled out for 92 and they lost by 53 runs. The key destroyer in that match was Sean Pollock, 5 wickets. Pat Simcox took 3 wickets, and there was 1 wicket each from Alan Donald and Lance Klusener. So if you look at how this day has panned out, December 29th, it's all been about tailenders. You saw Nitish Reddy and Mohammad Siraj and Nitish Reddy with the rest ensure that India erased the deficit a bit. You saw Scott Boland and Nathan Lyon push Australia past 200 and ensure that they gave India 300 plus run lead. In Centurion, they have managed to ensure that Marco Jansen and Kagiso Rabada, the 9th wicket pair, gave you the ultimate success at this stage. So a fantastic win at this point in time for South Africa. They have become the first team to qualify for the WTC final. And now looking at it, when you look at relevance at this point in time, only 2 series remain now. One is India versus Australia. Tomorrow, if Australia or India win, then one more team could get confirmed. But then if Australia win and Sydney ends in a draw, then India will not come to the WTC final because for that they have to expect Sri Lanka to win 2-0 versus Australia. Sri Lanka versus Australia now is going to be a very defining series in the final WTC final race because looking at it now, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, mathematically they're eliminated at this stage. And also Pakistan, by the way, remarkably still had a chance. This was how they could have done it. If they had won against South Africa 2-0, and India, Australia were both handed 10-point penalties in MCG and Sydney, and Sri Lanka win 2. Only then Pakistan would have qualified for the WTC final. But that is not happening now. That is just not happening at this stage, and that is why kudos to South Africa for keeping their nerve. They have booked a ticket for Lords in June 2025. Who will join them there? India or Australia? That is the thing that we have to look at it. India only have one more test after this. Australia have three more tests after this. But they are going away to Sri Lanka. So that is why this is a huge development. So one team confirmed, South Africa. Now the Newlands test has no bearing on the WTC final race. This test had it, and South Africa now are the winners by 2 wickets, thanks to a sensational display from Kagiso Rabada and Marco Jansen. Inspired spell from Mohammad Abbas, and actually it was not meant to be for Pakistan. So I'll take a couple of points. Krishna Guge saying, with your cricket experience analysis, do you think if India manages to draw the series 1-1, then can SL beat Aus 2-0 or 1-0? Will this Aus batting survive against SL spin condition spinners? I know where you're coming from. I mean, Prabhat Jayasuriya at Gaul is an absolute legend. I mean, you have to rename the stadium Prabhat Jayasuriya Stadium. He's got a fantastic record at Gaul. But understand one thing, Australia also will be determined, because they not only have one eye on the BGT, they also have one more aim for the WTC final. They will be desperate that they don't lose this, because they will lose the crown. South Africa, on the other hand, now they can only keep their sights for Lords 2025. And that is why now this next 5 months are very important for South African cricket, because if they win the WTC final, whoever joins them, Australia or India, they have a grudge against both nations. So that's why they'll want to ensure that they do very, very well. And freaking awesome. Usually RSA is too strong at Centurion Test, as they lost only 3 tests there. But their below average form in all formats in the last 1 year makes them look vulnerable. I mean, they stepped up at the right time. Yes, ODIs, they are not peaking. T20Is, they were hammered by India, but then they did well against Pakistan. So let's see how that goes. Manu John is saying Oz versus South Africa will be WTC final. Oh, that will be awesome at that point. Sidvi Priyanshu saying, we do one dugout exposing fraud WTC system. South Africa disrespect led test cricket by sending weak team to New Zealand. SA didn't beat Oz, England or India, qualify by beating Minnows. But then Priyanshu...
Why would you take that question again, since everyone was amused?
I mean, why do you want to call it a fraud WTC system, Priyanshu? I just don't understand. It is this fraud WTC system that ensured that India got through to 2 finals.
No, but it has its own limitations. We know.
Ben Stokes in the comment section.
I think it is Ben Stokes in the comment section. I mean, I understand. The overrate penalties were absolutely ridiculous in a rained-out test match.
2-2 series like this, again...
I mean, you cannot help it.
Bigger series, then it's going to be difficult.
That is what people want. That is what the broadcasters want at this point in time. Broadcasters want fighter series versus India and Australia, but broadcasters don't want a fighter South Africa-Pakistan series. When was the last time South Africa played a fighter series? It was way back in 1998. South Africa, West Indies, that's I can remember. They might have played 4 test series in 2003 and 7. Pakistan, when was the last time they played a fighter series? You all have to think about that. So that's why every team benefits, every team loses. Whichever team loses, like England, they will call the WTC system and the point system and the overage system of fraud. India is slowly getting there. The fans are also getting there. Hope that doesn't happen, but there is no fraud in the WTC cycle race, because it's done with 6 teams, 3 away, 3 home. That's the way you look at it. So that's about it. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the news and analysis. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Sportsman, I did mention Corbin Bosch. You have to rewind the video. That's there. So bye-bye. See you soon.